Okay, right, I'm going to attempt to do the question 2 now, which is using the definition of the Laplace transform, determine the Laplace transforms of the unit impulse and the unit Heaviside functions. So let's start with the unit impulse. Just do this a bit different so it looks different. Unit impulse. Okay, so this function, delta t, is equals to infinity if t is 0, and it's equals to 0 if t is not equals to 0. Okay, and then by definition, we have the integral from minus infinity to plus infinity of delta t dt is 1. Okay, and then we use the sifting property. We will be using the sifting property as well for this one. And that's the integral from minus infinity to plus infinity f of t delta t dt, and this is f of 0, and this is because f of t delta t, well, because delta t is only defined when t is 0. Okay, so we've got to have t is 0, so we've got to have f of 0, and that's the only place. So that's why that's used there. Then we have the Laplace transform of delta t is equals to the integral from 0 to infinity delta t e to the minus st dt. Okay, so that's from the mathematical definition of the Laplace transform. So this is e to the minus s times 0, which is e to the 0, which is 1. Okay. And that's the answer. Right, so the next one, unit Heaviside, is next. Okay, and what we have here, the unit Heaviside function is 1 if t is greater than or equals to 0, or 0 if t is less than 0. And then we have the Laplace transform of u of t. So it's the integral from 0 to infinity u of t e to the minus st dt. So that is, whoops, go away. This is equals to the integral from 0 to infinity. U of t is always 1, so that's e to the minus st dt. The integral from 0 to of e to the minus st, so it's minus e to the minus st over minus s from infinity 0. Then what we do here is substitute infinity first. We've got minus infinity, so that's 0. And then it's minus e to the 0 over minus s, because we put a 0 in there, and that's the 0 there. Okay, so what happens now? They cancel, and it becomes so I need to just rub some of these out. I've put too many minus signs in there, and that should have been a minus there. I put too many minus signs in there because I put it in the denominator. It should be in the denominator, it shouldn't be there as well. Okay, so then it's not minus e, so the minus in the denominator cancels with that one there, and that's 1 over s. Okay. And then that first one's 1. That's the end of that one.